This is 2nd Esdras chapter 15, verse 14. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. A man shall desire to go into a city, and shall not be able. For because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword, and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread, and for great tribulation. Shalom, shalom. Before I begin this lesson, I want to give all praise, honor, and the glory to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that rule well, and peace and blessings be multiplied on all you brethren, pushing his word in all sincerity and in truth. Shalom to the hopeful elect, 144,000, and the rest of the men, women, and children that will receive mercy from the Lord in these last days. I'm the brother Dama Agabar, here with another lesson, the Lord willing to edify through the spirit and power of Yahweh by Yahweh Shai. All right, and we see the beginning of this starting to ramp up. All right, we're starting to see sedition amongst men. We're starting to see, people stand up and fighting against one another. And I'm going to show you this article that this is, lightly taking place in Los Angeles, which we know in the grand scheme of things, on a grand scale, this is going to become, fully fulfilled when, all chaos and all disorder. And when these devils ultimately pull the plug on Babylon the Great, we're going to see a lot more of this sedition amongst men, invading one another. The citizens not regarding their mayors or their governors or curfews or particular laws being put in place. And it says the course of their action is going to stand in their power. All right. And I want to show you this article right here. It says armed LA residents patrol neighborhoods in violation of evacuation orders. You see? So this is already happening on on a very low scale, but we know it's going to be nationwide here in Babylon the Great, when this place fully collapsed, man. All right, so I'm gonna read some of this article, and you're going to be able to see how this prophecy is starting to come to pass, and how over there in LA we see this taking place. It says, with police forces overwhelmed by the enormous scope of devastation in Los Angeles County, residents are starting to take matters into their own hands. Didn't I say that? Didn't I just read that? It says, in the course of their actions shall stand in their power. See? It says, defying mandatory evacuation orders to instead guard their homes and their neighborhood and their neighbors' property with firearms. See? As we reported yesterday, losses from the wildfires in Los Angeles County are poised to reach $250 billion or more. Property isn't only being destroyed, it is also being stolen by brazen looters. The neighborhood of the one LA County resident gave a disturbing depiction of what was going on their street. There were like 100 people that came up on scooters and were trying to get into any and all houses on this street. And you see these perps right here, all right? And if this is happening on a scale like, what's taking place over there in LA, imagine when, they pull when this financial system collapses. I was just watching the brother's video, the intro, what they're showing you on The Simpsons, no food in the stores, people fighting for a loaf of bread. The internet is out. The cable doesn't work. The internet is cut off. Power is cut off, and people are left out here in the dark, confused and desperate. You see, it's going to lead to this prophecy being fully fulfilled on a grand scale. But we see here in Los Angeles, on a lighter scale, this prophecy coming to pass. It says, in response, LA County Sheriff Robert Luna has imposed a curfew, saying, we're not screwing around with this. We don't want people taking advantage of our residents that have already been victimized. Of course, strong words are little defense against looters determined to prey on vulnerable innocents. Much as the bad guys ignore strong words, so too are plenty of good guys and gals who are opting to defy evacuation orders so they can secure their own property. See, and eventually it's going to lead to somebody getting the top blown or somebody getting put in the dirt, and it's going to, escalate from there. It says, I have no patience for any of the police wealth management firm President Ross Gerber told the Wall Street Journal. After you survive this, you don't care what they say. Toting a firearm, Gerber has been sneaking into and out of the mandatory evacuation zone to check on his house, you see? So people are not regarding their kings nor princes. They're not regarding that evacuation order. They're like, look, I'm going to protect my shit. This is all I have left. And I'd be goddamn if I'm going to let some of these low-life looters and thieves come up here and steal what little shit that I have left. I'll be damned, man. You see, and it's going to lead to these people defending this shit, to the extreme measure of laying down another individual and vice versa. Because you got to think, because now if these people that are trying to protect their property are bringing guns, well, it's going to lead to the people that's trying to go up there to steal, to carry guns. And it could escalate to, that type of situation. He says he also joined neighbors in walking the streets and questioning those they don't recognize. I get the police say that this is the rule, but it's our land and our neighborhood. As much as I respect the authorities, we're much more competent than them, said Gerber, who said a neighborhood WhatsApp channel has proven to be an organizational resource that's better than any government, you see? And this is going to be like this when it says they're not going to regard their kings nor princes. In the course of their actions shall stand in their power. A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. You see, they're not letting, they said when they see people they don't recognize, they questioning them. They running up on them and be like, what are you doing here? And we know eventually it might get to the point to where it's going to escalate to where gunfire or even somebody getting sent back to the spirit world would eventually occur. Imagine how much more when all hell breaks loose, man. When things go dark and, the particular neighborhoods band together and they're going to secure their neighborhoods and their counties and their towns. They're not going to be just letting anybody come in there that they don't recognize, man. We've seen images of this during Katrina, where a particular Edomite said nothing darker than a brown paper bag is going to come into our city, into our town. Hey, we see how things are shaping up to be just like prophecy says. It says others are staying put in their homes, ready to use gunpowder to thwart looters. I don't have firearms, and I've been calling my friends to make sure I know how to legally exist with them. Altadena resident Ave Anna Manley told KTLA5. She has a slogan displayed on her Starlink satellite internet receiver. If you are looting, we are shooting. You see, people ain't fucking around, man. All right. It says Manley said that in addition to looters, the defiant residents who call themselves the stayers are also keeping their eyes out for fire flare-ups. Manley says she's helping neighbors by letting them use her shower, doing laundry for them, and even cooking bacon and eggs for them. The stayers know that if they leave the neighborhood, they won't be able to return. As police checkpoints are turning away anybody who tries to enter, for now, police are allowing supplies to come to the checkpoints where stayers can receive the goods and return to their homes. Manley is grateful for the police barrier. It's a hard no blockage, and I'm glad for that. I want the hard no because I don't want anyone else up here. All right. It says another Altadena resident, Aaron Lubley, tells the Journal that he's been keeping vigil near what's left of his fire-ravaged property, sleeping in his SUV, a 9mm handgun by his side. He's watching his neighborhood for criminals and resurgent fire, saying it gives me a sense of value and purpose. Right. And some of these people, I wouldn't doubt they're probably itching to blow somebody away, man. As frustrated and as angry as they are, Hey, man. Hey, things are shaping, prophetically beautifully. It says, while touring his property, he swings from a voice choked with emotion to one filled with humor as he refers to his burn home new open floor plan. It says, as many Zero Hedge readers know, Los Angeles history offers a legendary example of armed citizens banding together to safeguard their property from looting hordes. During the 92 riots, Korean store owners took rooftop positions and notably guarded their shops with rifles. Images of the rooftop Koreans continue to serve as an enduring reminder of the power of citizens to safeguard their property when the government police cannot or will not do so, and a reminder of why armed self-defense is a fundamental human right. And this is going to get more and more extreme as we get closer and closer into the end and as things get more dire out here, man. See, so this is just the Lord showing, a glimmer of how Second Ezra's 15th chapter is going to ultimately, be fulfilled. And like I said, watch the elder brother from South Carolina's video showing you that little clip from The Simpsons, how they're telling you, they're predicting how shit pretty much what I'm reading in Second Ezra the 15th chapter. All right. And we can see a little glimmer of this coming to pass. And like I said, when all hell breaks loose, when society collapses, when they pull the plug on the financial system and these critical infrastructure attacks happen, and, the food dries up, and, things get more and more straight and more tight, man, you're going to see more and more of this all around the country, man. All right. And it's all to fulfill biblical prophecy. So with that, Lord willing, this was edifying. I'm going to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai. For the next one, Shalom.